them suck. A lot of them suck, but some of them are okay.
There's a lot of suckitude happening here.
Oh,
I apologize to the folks out there. We started a little late today, but that's okay. I'm still getting a couple things done. Bear with me. Everyone hop in, get into the comments section, do what you got to do.
Make it happen. Join us. Talk to us. We got stuff going on. We got music. We got all types of great information to talk about tonight. Stupid, crazy stuff. Stuff you're going to stick around for. You really will. You really will. And we won't be doing it alone.
No, we won't be doing it alone. We have this. It's the thing is that this particular topic has just got so much stuff in it that I know as of right now, people don't know this behind the scenes, but since our producer is out of here for a little bit, I am actually back here cutting all this stuff up. And it's amazing how many overrated musicians there are out there making a lot of money and just rolling in popularity. Yeah, so many of them. We can't. I don't know that we can. We don't have enough time.
No, definitely not. And obviously, a lot of that kind of stuff is subjective. Certain people are like, "What are you talking about?" And you're going to say that tonight. Some of the, maybe you won't agree with one of us as far as what we feel is a musician that's not necessarily overrated, but just somebody that maybe you just don't get. Somebody that's popular, they're selling albums, they're doing their stuff, but you don't get it. You don't jive with them. That's kind of what we're talking about tonight. So let's see if you guys obviously have bands out there that you're like, man, you know what? I feel like this about that band. Throw it out there. Throw it out there now before we start throwing them out there. Let's see how many kind of intermix and whatnot, because we found a few between ourselves that did.
Good Lord. I tell you, I took all this information we have and I put it in the wrong folder.
Nice. So, see, this is why other people do it.
This is hilarious, man. All right. Oh, shit. I forgot to put him in there, too. Guys, sorry about this, but you know what? I don't have to apologize. We put together so many quality episodes for you folks. We have to have one that starts off horribly, and this is going to be that one. Not to worry, though, man. Not to worry. I'm getting on, and we'll get rolling here. Hey, well, you know what? I guess this isn't our music. This isn't our music. I don't know what's going on here.
It's just what it is.
This is our music.
Yo, man. What's going on?
All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Invited to something. What's up, gentlemen? Ken, Man, and Bob. So we're
what's crackalacking?
What's crackalacking? This same old shit, bigger pile. Just thinking about what else we could be talking about. We're talking about shitty bands, or what is it? What are we talking?
No, look, we're not going to go. Hey, we got some people in that. We got to say hello to the comment section real quick. Andrew Pace, what is going on? Good to see you as always. Dirty Dave Hill in the house as well.
What's good?
Need to fight that producer, no doubt. Right. Tammy's here to say what's up as well. What's going on, Tammy? What's up to the usual suspects? All you folks that are out there watching right now, we have got an episode for you that you might hate us for, you might love us for, but either way, you're just going to be so captivated that there's going to be no way you're not going to pass this podcast on to 500 of your closest friends, because I know you have thousands of them. Today, we are discussing popular musicians we just don't get. That was my best Dr. Phil, by the way, too. We just don't get it, do you? There's just something about these
that was better, Dr. Phil.
That was better. The second one was better. Yes. Yes.
Check. Dr. Phil, take 3. So we've obviously got there's a bunch of music out there that at any point in time, any one of us could be like, why are they popular? They suck. I don't get it.
Okay.
I have a huge list myself. Brian Smith, what's going on? Thanks for coming and saying what's up. I've got a huge list myself, but you know what? I'm going to let Ken Man, I don't know. I always seem to take the lead on some of these things, and I feel a little embarrassed by that. So I'm going to let you start it off tonight, man. You give me, and it doesn't have to be your top. We can maybe save the one that you think is the most overrated on your list for the end. Let's go with the one on the bottom that you thought was a little bit overrated.
I'm going to go with, in that case, on this list, Alice Cooper. I'm going to go with Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, yeah, man. And I feel bad saying it because I like Alice Cooper, the person, you know, from what we've seen and following rock since the 80s. You know, he seems like a good dude, smart guy. But I find his music to be very pedestrian. I find his lyrics to be super simple. And from someone who's a genius like him, I don't find his lyrics to be all that ingenious. I know he puts together some music into like movie almost, but I don't get it. I don't get it, Alice. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't. It doesn't work for me. And the stuff that he's done,
I have to agree with you.
Are terrible.
You guys are too highbrow.
Oh my God, it's not good. It's just not good.
You may be right on that one, Hash Brown. But here's the deal. I'll back you up a little bit on this. I don't feel like his music is overrated, but here's what I think is the situation with Alice Cooper. And I feel the same thing when we had Jason McMaster and Stoney Grantham on. We were talking about Judas Priest, and there's a lot of Judas Priest that I didn't listen to and I wasn't exposed to, so I didn't hear it. It wasn't until I started getting my metal ear at 11, 12, 13 years old, and those albums started coming later. So what I think Alice Cooper is like Kiss, very much a product of the generation they grew up in and became popular in. So if you've got people who grew up listening to Alice Cooper, those are probably the biggest Alice friggin' Cooper fans you're going to find. And I don't want to piss off Stoney. I'm not going to say anything about Alice Cooper, but you're right about the music. But I'm not 100% Alice Cooper was about the music anyway. Not 100% anyway, but you're right. Listen to the music, and it's just kind of like, oh, this is right. Because I saw him open up for Motley Crue twice, and I was like, this was cool to see, but if this isn't 1969, I'm not shocked by any of this, you know. So it's a little hard for him to come and be what he was back then now, because no one's shocked at anything anymore. But I think you're right on that one a little bit.
His showmanship and his theatrics were the bigger part for him, the stuff that he appreciated and loved doing. And I think that kind of came across with a lot of his music to me. So it's not that I hated it. It's just that when I listened to it, it wasn't for me. It doesn't.
Oh, hey, Tammy,
and you're right. You're right.
I don't get it either. And Doja Cat. Have you guys ever heard of Doja Cat?
Doja Cat.
I've heard of Doja Cat. I've seen Doja Cat, and Doja Cat looks fantastic.
Exactly.
But I don't know about any of the music.
Yeah, man. She has some music that she don't even finish the words. She's like,
so you're a little younger. You're a little younger, Hashman
Brown.
Yeah, my Hashman Carruthers. You're a little older, so what do you think about Alice Cooper? What is your opinion on Alice Cooper? Your early thoughts growing up?
I'm a big fan of Alice Cooper, man. I saw him in Wayne's World talking about shit. All right. I don't have a problem with him, and I don't think bad of him. I think he's I think he was great.
His music, though. His music.
What do you think I mean, he's a cool guy.
Did you sing that song that sings 19, like about the helicopter?
I was just going to ask you next. Name 3 Alice Cooper songs.
Yeah, it's a 19.
I think you're going with 18.
18. Yeah, 18.
18.
He's only 18. No, and then he's got Schools Out for and Frankenstein. Be My Frankenstein, right?
That is Edgar. I think that's Edgar Winter. Or is that Edgar Winter? No. You're thinking. Oh, you are. Never mind. You were thinking. I'm sorry. I thought you were.
There's a Frankenstein. That's the one with there's no words there.
It's Feed My Frankenstein.
Feed My Frankenstein.
Right.
Well, listen, dude.
Right. And that is another ridiculous song with silly lyrics.
But look, it's lowbrow. You're having a beer. You're talking
shit. Think about this. For the time
that's
coming out,
nobody's getting mad. Nobody's getting mad. Dude.
I didn't say get mad. I just don't get it.
For the time he came out with, people were freaking out because of that shit. But then again, I often go back to the very first shock rocker, which was Screaming Jay Hawkins. I Put a Spell on You. The dude was a big black dude with a bone in his nose, just scaring the shit out of white people with that song. And it really is not a scary song. But really, what it was is that we just weren't exposed to that kind of crazy shit visually all the time. So it really shook 60s and 70s America, Alice Cooper. But maybe we spent a little bit too much time on him. But I think you're right. There's a little something where I'm kind of like, there's a novelty to it. Because even Kiss, they relied a lot on their image, they still had a lot of bangers. They had great songs.
No, they do. But there's also
paint
music
jobs.
with Kiss. I'll move past. I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Once they take their makeup off, it's garbage. All right, so I've got to go with one of my top 5 most overrated bands. I do not understand why people like these folks. I do not understand why anyone likes Weezer. I get the whole Happy Days Buddy Holly video from the 90s. That was pretty cool. I like how they brought that back or something like that, but I don't know. There's just something about the band, and even more so, something about the people who I know are hardcore Weezer fans. There's something about those folks I don't fucking trust either. But there's something about that band that just makes me go, why are they considered punk rock to some people? I don't know.
Are they though? I don't think
they are. Some people think they are. Or alternate. That's not alternate.
It's alternative. I don't think it's like Harvard rock, bro. It's like, you heard of yacht rock, and then they got Harvard rock. You know?
Wow, yacht rock.
You heard about yacht rock, and then you got the Harvard rock, and then there's some Weezer stuff in yacht rock. I don't know, man. If you're not mad at anybody, dude, you put on Weezer, dude. You'll smile more when you're driving. I'll tell you that.
I don't know who you're talking to, because I would be so pissed that someone was playing that in my car.
Destroy my sweater, dude.
I might get them out of the house and get them out of the car. No, I don't understand what's up with the music. I really think it's one of those situational things. I didn't go to college. So that takes me out of the running right away for even to being exposed to anybody would consider good Weezer, because they were considered college rock. So was Live, and I'm a huge fan of Live. So I don't know.
Live is no idea. And Weezer is.
I don't know. The college rock thing kind of fits more of a time frame again, I feel, and that's only the college years for a certain amount of people that fit into that time frame, which generally fit into this show's, grouping. So it works.
But I guess because they're kind of like smart. They're like so clean when they do their music, and they have like Weezer has people that sing over other people and they harmonize their stuff. Like, you don't hear many rockers doing that, dude. So maybe, and I think it's like really, like their songs aren't very long, but they have, a lot of little moving parts in it. I'll stop looking at me like that. Go right, Dick.
Right. What?
What?
Oh, we talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Were you still talking about fucking Weezer? Is that what you were talking about there? I don't fucking understand that. That shit's garbage, dude.
I give Weezer a C. All right, I can listen to Weezer, or I don't need to listen to Weezer.
You just take the C.
So I'm right there in the middle. I'm doing the C on Weezer. They get a C.
Martin Short, give me a C. I'll bounce CC. All right. What about? Give me another one. Give me another one, Ken. Man, we've gotten Alice Cooper out of the way for you.
All right. Well, if you're gonna go Weezer, I'm gonna go with one of the bands kind of in that genre time that I just the Offspring. The freaking Offspring. My God, this band is terrible.
Every song is 3 chords, bro. What are you talking about?
It is. And every song, it could be the same song each time. And that voice, it's like that's like nails on the chalkboard. It just seems like it is. It really does. The music is so simple. And the freaking singer's voice is absolutely obnoxious. Terrible.
He looks like an ostrich.
Terrible band. And Gin Blossoms, by the way, is right. That is so college rock. Like Gin Blossoms should be like the main band of.
I would put an ice pick in my ear before I listen to Gin Blossoms, dude.
Yeah, I'm more of a Toad the Wet Sprocket fan. I lean more towards them. But
that's another.
But you know what? There's quite a bit of music out there too from Offspring, and I've got a quick story to add to this whole situation. I had a friend of mine in Miami. It was right when the Self-Esteem, they were getting real big.
Yeah, it was a good song, dude.
And they were like, "Hey, come, you want to go see the Offspring?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And they're like, "Well, you don't have to pay. It's at Bayfront Amphitheater." And I would really make any excuse to go to Bayfront Amphitheater.
That's a cool place to see music, actually.
To go see a show, yeah. It's like it's like the sort of like a Red Rocks kind of thing for Miami. You got to bring people there. It's a cool experience. So I went, and it was muddy and rainy, as per Miami. And people were sliding down and throwing mud at each other, and it was a real shitty, dirty show. But what's funny is that Offspring actually came on, and in the middle of the song, and just stopped playing, and was like, "I want to say something to you people out there. Fuck Weezer, fuck everyone who likes Weezer." And he just started going off on how
Wow.
Weezer thinks they're punk rock and they're the worst band in the world. And I might have actually planted a seed.
Oh, so now you like them all of a sudden.
But
like,
I didn't love that band. I would say they're probably overrated, but there's at least 2 or 3 songs I'm like, you know what, they're cool. I'll listen to that. But I believe in my mind there's an attitude and a group of people who like that band that I don't like. So I think fans can fuck it up for you folks. I need people who are aspiring musicians to understand that you could be one of the greatest musicians in the world. And if the people who like you are complete chodlets, no one's gonna really like your music, man. It's kind of how that's gonna be.
Local H has a song called "High Five and Motherfucker." Have you ever heard
Local
that?
H?
Local
Wow.
H, bro.
Props to you, dude. Holy shit.
That band
survived.
I like them, dude. Don't make fun of them. All right,
you don't
but
like
hey, they're good. Local H was great. How dare you? But listen, Offspring. It came out when I was 12. Offspring was like the cool music, that like the little kids were listening to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's where it belongs with the
probably
little
where it
kids.
was, with
Yeah,
self-esteem,
it should stay there. Yeah.
Got a bad habit.
You need that. Yeah.
Honestly,
annoying.
I don't know.
311 sucks dick. 311. Would you say 311 sucks
when
dick?
it comes to
I don't
Offspring,
hate 311. I don't love them, but
I can't stand 311.
Oh, 311. Amber is the color
I'm
that
okay.
she wears her colors. Jake?
311 gets a C from me as well.
311. Our brother Cal, he's a fan from back in the day, and I understand that's another generational band too. Where if you're not like probably 32 right now, you don't really love 311. That's just one of those things. Yeah, thank you. That's not even the lyrics for it, and you know that song. It's how exposed they are. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's Offspring's another one for me too. Where I think you're right, man. They're so well known, and I don't know why. And they're well known for positive reasons. A lot of people like that music.
You're pretty fly for a white guy.
I suppose I am. I'll tell you who's really not very fly, who think they're very fly for white guys, but are not. Shut your face, dude. Can't stand Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let me tell you, in my SWAT days, shout out to Ed Matus, Tony Cena, the 3-piece garage band we had at my house in Kendall, we kind of dug a little bit of the very old, early Red Hot because it was still punk back then. It was still sort of counterculture. No one was doing that reggae ska shit. They were the only ones doing it, but it wore very quickly on me. And I can't tell you how much I do not enjoy the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Man. And even Under the Bridge, which was a massive hit, a beautiful song. If you take Anthony Kiedis out of that song, it's a good song. But there's just something about the thing that he does, the scatting and all that shit. I think it's so kitsch, but yet he somehow, it's like something like, hey man, when I'm gonna do that start right, that part right there, right, and everyone's like, yeah, that's the part we're waiting for, Mr. Kiedis.
It's okay with Van Halen.
I don't understand that.
Is it okay for Van Halen?
The whole band?
No, just what's his name? Ross.
David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth was like,
listen, okay, hold on. If you're telling me that we are going to have like a versus of David Lee Roth going up against fucking Anthony Kiedis, boom. You know what, dude? I will play that right after I eat a handful of fucking fentanyl. Is really what's going to happen with that. That's like bye time for me. But that could be a versus.
That flea, man. Slap.
No. Let's not. Don't get it twisted. Listen, these are overrated bands as a whole. Flea is one of the greatest bassists out there, dude. And there's the musicians in the band are fucking good, but together they make shit music, in my opinion. And I can't get past it.
Right after Sugar Sex Magic, I think they did One Hot Minute, and that was it.
Aeroplane is not a bad song. But again, as long as it's a departure from the crazy shit he does, I will probably be okay with it. But like standard boilerplate Red Hot is I don't know.
Dave Navarro. Remember when Dave Navarro did that? He did that One Hot Minute album with him. Remember? No, not Dave Navarro. I'm sorry. The other dude.
I believe he was in the Peppers at one point.
Yeah, it was Dave Navarro.
The one that kind of all shared people.
Paula Abdul, right? He was banging Paula Abdul.
Wow, we need to. We're I don't know where that came from, but
Dave Navarro was right
on Entertainment Tonight.
But anyway,
they did it on Entertainment Tonight.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
not see that episode.
Yeah, you missed that one.
I do remember going to the Chili Peppers concert with Ken Man. Do you
Yeah.
remember going? And we
Yeah.
were disappointed because they
Yeah.
were sucking fat dick.
Well, the set
And-
list was pretty terrible. The music
Pretty
they chose
terrible.
to do wasn't the stuff that we wanted to really hear, and that's the problem with the band. That's what I think. There's music that I like from the Chili Peppers, and then there's plenty that I'm just like, all right, move
lot of
on.
boring
And I
songs.
feel like that happened a lot with, like Bob was talking about, when they were early and they were punk, and then they sold out. I mean, they ultimately did. They sold out to mainstream, and then tried to kind of try to pull their groove into it, I think, in the beginning. So a lot of people that listen to that music stuck with them for that time. But then when they just really turned completely towards the mainstream, I think that's where they lost a lot of the true fans of the Chili Peppers.
Soul to Squeeze for the Conehead movie. I don't know if you remember that song.
Yes.
That was such a great song, but at the same time it became a very commercial, and it looked like they sold out quite a bit.
Jordana pointed out that Alice Cooper wrote Poison for the ladies, and the reason why that's a good thing to point out, because as you're saying right now, if we're talking about bands that have survived around decades, they had to go through a period of evolution of some kind, especially in the 90s when grunge was very popular. These old rock bands and stuff like that, they had to find a way to stay relevant, and Poison was one of the ways for Alice Cooper to do that. But again, I think that song sucks.
That's a terrible song. It's an
but it's the ladies. So, but I don't think he ever is like, "Hey, this one's for the ladies." He doesn't start it off like that. But I think we all know it is.
I don't care who the hell it's for. It's a crappy song.
It's poopins. Straight poopins.
If you're gonna hear Poison, it's gonna be Bill Biv DeVoe. I mean that's a good Poison song.
So what does Milli Vanilli? I don't even know how to say that band with the two dudes that were lip syncing all their songs. Would that entail into one of these bands said of commentary?
Considering one of them committed suicide over it all, I think it would be in bad taste to go ahead and say that and fuck with them about that. I think they went through quite a bit in their life.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that, dude. I want to apologize.
Look how you feel now. Look at that, bringing shit up.
Like
I'm just saying,
people are dead.
Milli Vanilli, like we crucified those people for like 5 years after that shit went down, and that was like 93 to 96 or something. I don't know, but
how about the Island Boys?
They're not relevant enough to be
at all
talked about.
Overplayed or anything like that.
No, absolutely not. Is
it my turn?
I've
got a couple here, man.
Overplayed.
Here's another one, folks. Anybody know who this is?
What, the Blink 182 or some shit?
Anybody know who this is? Come on, guys, let's go.
Oh, that's live.
Is that live?
Oh my God.
I have no idea who this is.
What's Harvard? Oh man, I can't.
You don't know who that is?
No, man.
Marijuana affects the memory.
That's true.
Yeah,
it does.
true.
It does. That is actually Radiohead.
Oh,
wow. That's what they look like.
Radiohead.
I always seen him with a beanie on and he has longer hair, dude. That's not
such a massive fan base, dude. And I don't know anything besides Creep. And I'm not saying that just because I haven't been exposed to the band means that they're overrated. I'm just saying, based on that one song and the massive popularity they have of it, I don't understand the Radiohead.
They just fake.
You may not have given them enough.
What the fuck are you saying down there, Hash Brown?
The song called "Fake Plastic Trees," sir.
Dude, I thought you were stroking out. I was really getting ready to pick the cell phone up and call and make sure you were okay. You were just talking about trees and plastics and shit. All right, cool.
That's good. As long as you're on board with what we're saying.
Yep. Oh man, we got Blame It on the Rain. There we go. Barry understands. He's
Dirty Dave Hill. Listening to Radiohead makes me feel like I'm failing my SATs all over again. That's good. That's a pretty good wrap-up sentiment, I think, when we're talking about that band. There is a bit of solemn to it. You're waiting for, and the thing about it is, look, if you give white people an electric guitar crunch in any song, you're going to get their attention. So Creep was very popular because white folks, when they hear gum gum, gum gum, they're like, "What, dude? No," and they kind of they go to that. So we're like, you know what? I can deal with this song and this dude and his lazy eye. I can deal with this for as long as I need to, as long as they're doing the gum gum, gum gum feedback thing. I'm cool with all of it. Yeah, I don't know about the band. I don't understand why they're as big as they are. So that's one that made my list of a very long list, if I'm being honest.
Let me tell you right now.
Well,
Heavy D can suck my dick though.
What? Another
that
dead
guy
artist?
sucks, huh?
Are you picking on dead people today, dude?
He's dead
Holy
too.
shit!
He's not dead.
The fact that you don't know that Heavy D has passed is horrible.
Man. My
And the
posse's
fact
on
that you
Broadway,
just
bro.
shit
What
on
are you want me to do, dude?
that is Sir Mix-a-Lot. What are you doing to me?
Is he? Oh shit! No, hey, never mind. I'm talking about Sir Mix-a-Lot then, dude.
Oh man!
Hey, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
You don't even know who you're looking
My
at.
bad. Hey, no, I was talking about Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
He does music with the presidents of the United States of America, dude. He don't know what he's doing. He's garbage, bro. He did a collab with the president of the United States of America.
I am going head to head with you on this right now. Sir Mix-a-Lot may be one of the most underrated hip hop artists of all time, if I'm being honest.
Okay, yeah, he's underrated, dude.
I just saw him. I just saw him
dude.
2 years ago, and he put on a show. Oh my god, it was great.
I thought you said he was dead, bro. What are you talking about?
You said Heavy D, and I said Heavy D was dead.
Okay, all right. Where are we at? Heavy D's dead.
I'm pretty sure that we don't know.
And you saw Sir Mix-a-Lot 2 years ago? Is that what you're saying?
I did.
Okay, now we're back together. And we're back.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Back.
Ken, man, I just basically pooped all over Radiohead, and then we turned it into somehow a hash brown found his way into hating Heavy D inadvertently. And then eventually finding out Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot's the one. If I could turn those around, I'd rather have Sir Mix-a-Lot dead and Heavy D alive.
He's saying some things to you with his eyes. Look at that.
I don't know.
All
right,
I
don't like that.
He's got fat lips. Look at a vacuum sucked his lips or something.
I don't like this picture.
Put it back.
I deleted it. I don't want to see it again.
All right, fine. It scared me.
I'm done with it. Ken, man, you got another one?
Yes, I do, and it goes back again a little bit to the classic rock era, and that's just because that was a lot of the stuff I listened to. But the Who, I can't do this. It's another I think maybe it's the theatrics thing. I'm kind of getting a little bit of lineage here. This is another band that was big on on theatrics and in making their music kind of mold together in different ways and to tell stories and whatnot. And I mean, it's not that I'm not okay with that, but the music here again just didn't get me. I mean, I can understand how they were trying to feature the guitar and did so in some riffs that were great, but overall, man,
you don't even got a picture, bro. What are you talking about?
Stuff.
Fake
book
book user. Get the fuck out of here, fake book user.
Hey, listen, the Anons are going to tell the truth, though. They're going to tell the truth, though.
Well, then anonymous people could go piss off.
Yeah, because they're kind of scared of retribution. Hash brown retribution.
Way to call him out, Facebook user. We got a Facebook user out there saying,
"Get him, go get him."
Saying, "Who is this guy? He does not know hip hop."
Whatever, man. Listen, bro. I ain't worried about none of these people.
I love our listeners. I love our family.
All of these people.
I'm gonna get in a mud puddle, dude. We're starting. Look at that girl in the middle, dude. What's her name? She got pretty blue eyes.
She was my. She babysat me once and touched me.
Oh, yeah?
So here's the problem. Here's the problem. First of all, I think Keith Moon, who is second from the left next to Pete Townsend over there, Keith Moon is, to me, one of the more overrated drummers in the entire world of drumming. Now, again, I haven't sat down and listened to a huge amount of that music, and what I do know about what I've heard is that he never really plays on time. He really plays along with Roger Daltrey more than he does any of the band. It's kind of insane.
Mm-hmm.
But Roger Daltrey actually famously recently complained at a concert that too many people were smoking cannabis, and he was getting pissed off that it was wafting into his face, and that he would stop the band, he would stop the concert unless people stopped smoking weed. And any sort of hatred or annoyance I had with that band was immediately solidified at that point right now to be one of the most well-known rock and roll counterculture bands of the entire world, and to be up in front of the stage being pissed off because people are smoking weed at your concert blows my mind. It blows my mind that he even said that in the internet age. So if I'm being honest, really the only one I like out of that band is Pete Townsend, and most of his stuff he did alone I think is better than the stuff he did as the Who. So
I don't think Keith Moon is very good also. All right, go ahead.
What they also have to realize is that people needed to be baked to just get past and through that music. So they really should allow as much marijuana smoking as possible.
And Keith Moon eventually lost his friggin' mind and died.
Don't tell me. Again with the dead people? I'm fucking with dead people all day today.
You don't know
Hold
who
on.
dies. You need to read obituaries more or
Bro,
something.
well, I guess
You know?
Facebook user could, he could make fun of other things. Now. Facebook user could go pound.
You talk all big when there's not a face attached to the names.
Oh, dude, I'm right. Oh, if it's like,
You wouldn't talk shit to Dirty Dave or anyone else on
no,
there,
because
man.
they're being nice to me.
Come
Look, if it's Junior Seau, I wouldn't mess with him, dude. You know what I'm saying? But he's not Junior Seau. So
we're getting into some top two territory for me. I know
right.
I don't know that you put your list together.
I got one more
form.
that's big for me later, but whatever. Tell me when we're ready for it.
I've got
I'll
two
tell you
more.
what it is.
I got two more. We'll pop it in. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. We're running 6 seconds over time right now. I think definitely one of the more overrated bands in all of the world has got to be U2.
What's he wearing, dude?
He thinks
that's just like
a
halo.
Also. Yeah, it is a halo.
Edge? Is that an edge? Is it the edge with the hat on?
That's an edge. That's an edge on there. And again, my brother will be quick to point out they're amazing musicians. That's cool. What they do when they're together just pisses me off. And there's a few songs I like. Sunday, Bloody Sunday, Under a Blood Red Sky. During that time, I think that was when they were new. I did like some of their stuff. And as they got popular and bigger and not better, I started resenting them and not liking them. And I know people who are just go hard for U2. I'm one of those people who can't get hard for U2.
Hey, listen, man. I like that Message in the Bottle song. And that song is all right.
The Police?
What? Oh, that's not Sting. No,
son of a bitch! Now you're just fucking with me. It's great. It's great. Let's just kick you out right now.
Out of
What
here.
the fuck did I do?
U2. What about Ken? Ken, what about
No,
you? You have
not,
any feelings
honestly,
about U2?
similar. Joshua Tree. I mean, early stuff, not bad. Again, musicians are good. So, but yeah, it got to the point where it didn't take long either to where I was tired of them. I was done with them. So I think overall I feel that way. What's crazy is that Bono feels that way. Like he's come out and talking about how all of its music is crap. And so, I mean, I guess he figured it out too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bono.
Bono, all he wants to do is
way to figure that out, man. After you became a freaking gazillionaire putting out
off of all of that
McDonald's
horrible music, terrible music that you made worked for that. Yeah. Oh,
I know, man. Hey, I'm just glad he's here. Hey, I just hope you come tune in next time to make fun of me some more. Come on in, man. You can sit on these. What?
What? All right. What about you, Ken? Man, you've got a massively over. Right. You've got like a pinnacle of overrated that is current right now.
This one is like the one that's just been I've had a bone to pick for a while, and that's freaking DJ Khaled.
Again.
Oh, look at that freaking bitch.
Khaled. This guy. Right, exactly. He's like he just says his name over and over again and has air horn sounds. And and from what I remember in Miami growing up and into the I'd say early 90s when he came on the scene, mid 90s, it was just through the reggae scene. And it was always in like the reggaeton music or whatever that he would come out, and in the middle of the songs that he was playing, he would DJ Khaled. Like this, that's all, and over the music, and this is all I remember from this guy. And all of a sudden now he's making commercials, and he still doesn't do anything more than just say his name.
Those commercials are hilarious.
Yeah, they're okay.
I like his commercials. You're right. He did not. He did not.
I mean, at the end of the day, what the f did this guy do to get to where he is? And I remember where he started, and I don't know. I feel like you haven't done anything to impress me that you're making that kind of money. Not that you need to do anything to impress me, but what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, man. My question is, why do smoke machines smell like pina colada, dude?
Why do smoke machines smell like pina colada?
I mean, it's the scent that's added to the smoke machine.
Oh, all right. DJ Khaled does suck, though. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that to his face, though.
I can't. I just don't get it. So that's my absolute number one, 100%. Don't get it. He's sitting courtside at the Heat games, man. He's like rubbing shoulders with the coach.
Does he have albums though?
What are you doing? I don't know what he's doing. He
I
does stuff with other artists, and I think that's
collabs.
Right. He's one of those Klingons, you know. He like, let me cling on here. Then like little John does that too, right? And, you know, these guys all just kind of, you know, yell Little Wayne, and the littles. Like the littles are always like jumping on with other better rappers. Like you got to go with like T.I. or somebody better than you, and just be like featuring Little John. Yeah, featuring that. It's like, man. I think your own fucking music like or that. Nothing. I mean, there's a genre of music that we were talking about pre-show that I feel like I know fucking Bob hates. I didn't know if you were going to mention any of that. If that was in your top, were you going to mention that genre of music that's so terrible? Christian rock? A lot to do with that. Not Christian rock. I'm not going to pick on anybody's, you know, religion. Go like your Christian rock if you want that shit. Mumble rap, man. Mumble rap. Like mumble rap. Just what is the mumble rap thing? What is that?
Yeah,
what is that? What the hell is going on, dude?
Before anybody goes crazy about the counter on this, I need everyone to know that for me, I can't point out for Ken Man, but I think he's coming where I'm coming from. Rap, rhythmic African poetry, rhythmic American poetry. There's something that is rhythmic and poetic about rap, and there has to be for it to be considered rap. So I don't know how and again, they might be saying some shit in there, and I'm not stupid. I'm not, just because I'm in my late 40s doesn't mean that I'm too old to understand what hip hop is. I know what the fuck hip hop is. I grew up when it got big because of our generation. But this mumble rap stuff just doesn't fit in that mold to me in terms of why it's so popular and so big and why people are getting so rich from it. And even the greats from our time say the same thing.
Right.
They probably say, you know, these people that are mumble rapping, they're just trying to get away with it, man. They're just saying that they're saying some shit. Nobody understands what the fuck they're saying. It's all bullshit. And the people that it's frustrating. I don't like none of it. I don't like none of that stuff, man. Like,
as a fan of true hip hop, it's quite frustrating to me as
well. That 6ix9ine guy, that guy's terrible.
Look at that. We agree on something. Finally.
Yeah, man. That guy's terrible.
No mumble rap here.
No mumble rap, man. The mumble rap.
What do you got against Christian rock, man? What are you hitting?
I don't got anything against Christian rock, man. Christian rock's fine. I just don't listen to it.
I think I'm Jewish. I don't like Christian rock.
You know how it is, you know.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, you're out killing Jesus and shit.
Again, millions of people bought Creed and Creed's album. I actually went and saw them in
Creed's
concert.
Garbage. Why would you spend that money?
I went to go see the opener. The opener was Fuel, and I dug that band, so I went to see them.
All right, Fuel's better than Creed.
They were. It turns out they were actually. But they did not get as big and popular. I've got a two-way split for my. Why are these people popular? One of them I can understand a little bit.
Oh my goodness!
But one of them I can't.
I hope this isn't who I'm thinking, but okay, go on.
Please, for the love of God, help me understand the Grateful Dead.
Oh, they suck, dude. I hate.
And help me understand the Rolling freaking Stones.
Rolling Stones are terrible.
These two bands right here.
Never die. Keith Richards will never die, dude.
I could probably say maybe 4 songs from the Rolling Stones that I think are pretty cool throughout history. But they haven't made a good fucking album since like 81. And for some reason, they're still considered this legendary band. And I don't understand why. And it could be a generational thing. But to me, sonically, I don't love all the whole sound they put together. I do understand the singular musicians are great. I love the Start Me Up riff. I was a fan of that song as a kid. That was one of the first 45s I ever bought as a kid, was Start Me Up. But other than that, man, I mean, I can't get on board with them. And the Grateful Dead to me is just.
Grateful Dead suck, dude. I can't.
I don't want to shit on them too much because of my buddy Brian.
I'll do it for you.
But there's just something I don't know. I can't. My buddy Brian, throughout his entire life, a shout out to Mr. Brian Parsons, and Mr. Parsons and his wife. He always tried to get me to listen to that
Coach
band.
Parsons?
Yes, Coach Parsons. Every time I was in his car with him, dude, Bob, just give this a try. And I think maybe out of 300 songs he made me listen to, I liked 1 or 2. And so when it comes to the Dead, I can't get on board with it. I do, however, give them and their Deadhead fans credit for the amazing cannabis we get in America right now. People don't understand this, but the Deadheads are the reason why we have the great cannabis we have in America right now. They're constant collecting around the world and trading at these shows is one of the reasons why we had some of the strains available to us early on that we might not have ever got our hands
they're
on.
like cockroaches spreading disease.
Yes,
They're the only-
it has
they're-
everything to do with the Grateful Dead. It does.
The
It really
drugs.
does. So shout out
The
to
drugs is
the
the only
fans.
reason they made it that long is probably because the people were doing the drugs around it, and there's a reason to be out there doing it. Because they really do. Their music is just babbling for some like 7 or 8 minutes of the same bull. Listen, I like jam bands and I like all that stuff, but I was never a big fan of the Grateful Dead, dude. That Touch of Grey song, and that song gets annoying after 10 minutes, dude. I can't listen.
Yeah,
to
but
it.
you know what? Here's funny. I like that song.
You would, Bob.
I can hear it, and I'm like, that's kind of playful, and like I get that. Like I can do the little stupid thing that my buddy Brian did with. I can dig that. I can dig that for some reason. I don't know what it is, but again, it's a mainstream song, and that's the reason why I think I like it, because at least there's something approachable. There's a melody, and it's poppy. Everything else just sounds like
it's too much. He don't even have 5 fingers, dude. Fuck that guy. He can't play with fucking 4 fingers.
Hey, be careful.
Again, I want to let it be known. I want to let it be
legend.
known. I don't want to talk shit about
Jerry
the fan base
Garcia.
of any of these bands, really. The fan base is not their fault. They like music. We all love music that other people don't like, probably. But the bands itself, I don't like, man. I do not get the Dead, and I do not get the Rolling Stones.
I will absolutely 100% disagree with you on the Grateful Dead. I as far as whatever, I was about to say Aerosmith because I always mess up Steven Tyler and this dude. Yeah, as far as Rolling Stones go, I always hated that band up until I saw them live. I saw them live at a Bridges to Babylon tour. I got tickets from a friend and saw it in the Old Orange Bowl. Great show. It was a great show. I mean, it really was. It made me appreciate the band a lot more than I had prior. I still think there's enough of their music that I'm not a fan of to still kind of put them in that sort of mediocre category. I won't say I don't get them because, again, like you defended a little earlier with Alice Cooper, that Rolling Stones are certainly a product of their time too. And having come up the way they did and as popular as they did, they created such a fan base that they could almost do no wrong. So I'm okay with what the Rolling Stones did. Grateful Dead, what I love about that band is that band always stayed true to what that band was. And they did so in a time where there was a lot of kind of different creativity and a lot of people that couldn't kind of keep a really solid fan base. And Grateful Dead was able to do that through decades. And for that, obviously, they deserve credit. But I take it a step further. I love the music. And I thought there was enough really good songs mixed in with some of their crazy, maybe too long jammy songs to definitely argue Grateful Dead not belonging on that list.
Okay.
There you go. That's all I gotta say. I guess Hash Brown was like, hell no, I'm out of here. That's right. I'm done, man. I got nothing more. The 60s overall was pretty strange for sure, man. The 60s was strange, man. People did weird stuff. The music that they played and the way that they tried to entertain was kind of different. Things were changing a lot. So no, please go away. Just make him go away.
Okay, I guess maybe. I'm trying.
Just keep him out. Fight it. Get him out of here. Facebook user has won. He has killed Hash Brown. Facebook user won. Hash Brown.
Aaron Perez says the 60s overall was pretty strange. I would agree with you. I would agree. I wasn't there, but I would agree that at least musically and going back and seeing black and white footage, I would agree with you. But I still think it would have been a time I would have liked to have been able to live through. But I also did like experimenting with substances when I was younger too. So that could be
a little different back then.
Is there anything? Is there anyone else on that list that
kiss my ass?
Do you have anyone else on your list that didn't make it on there? Do you have anyone that like you call a runner up on this one? Anyone that didn't make the list?
Oh well, hey,
either of you guys.
I'm a big fan of who I hate that I think got a lot of airplay. They did that 2 Princes song, that freaking stupid, and he did it was in a movie.
Nobody
Spin Doctors. Oh,
nobody loves them.
Spin Doctors, bro. That's some fucking shitty ass music, bro. I want to get an ice pick in the year if I had to listen to that stuff, bro.
That's so good to know. Now we know how to do it.
Go ahead now, dude.
One of the greatest.
Blow my brains out now.
One of the best parodies of that song is in a movie called Wanderlust that you simply must watch. If you've not seen Wanderlust, you need to see that movie. They do a really hilarious.
Right? It was not. Here's Spin Doctors.
You will hear that part, but it was parodied and it was done very well. I know. I think I had. No, it was pretty much my list. I had a couple people on my phone. Let's see what I put on my phone here.
Oh, the burner. Anything on the burner?
I do have one on the burner. Somebody did text in, and I didn't want to say it because I happen to wholeheartedly disagree. Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters.
I like the Foo Fighters.
I like the Foo too, but they're saying bubblegum. Bubblegum rock.
I think their first album that Grohl did alone, I think that's probably their best album in my eyes.
I love really the Foo, man. I have to.
That's pretty fucked up to say anything about the Foo Fighters after what happened to the drummer, dude. Damn, bro.
Man, I don't think it's anything personal. It's just folks don't like this.
I've got some on my list.
Doesn't like the Foo.
I've got Green Day. They seem, but they're popular. I don't understand.
Green Day sucks.
Oasis was huge too. I don't understand how they got the way they did.
I hate Oasis. I'm with you on that.
Oh man, they got a Wonderwall.
I have the popular Celine Dion on my list too.
No, she's got a voice, dude. She's got a voice.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
She's skinny, dude. She's Canadian, dude.
So many people I know have. My wife has an amazing voice. We don't have Celine Dion money. Are you kidding me? Don't think that. Don't even think that shit equates.
You're gonna start a war, dude. The Canadians are they hold her very highly, dude.
Watch Celine Dion is coming.
I'll hold her fucking highly.
Look, Eartha, she's so Eartha.
I think those are the ones I had. I actually have Kanye West on there as well, but I don't think I've heard enough of his music to say he's overrated. I just,
Through the Wire,
from what I've heard, I don't understand.
He's an asshole, but he's a pretty
full-time.
He's a pretty incredible lyricist, though.
Sometimes asshole does not equate. Does not. No, sometimes asshole's good.
Yeah. I guess.
Dirty Dave says Incubus was big amongst my high school friends, and I never got it. I kind of understand that too.
I do. I get that.
I consider that band and I think they're pretty good. There's a couple of their songs. Yeah.
Nobody said Nickelback, huh? Nobody said Nickelback.
I think the women really made Incubus popular. The women love Incubus, Dirty Dave, and you know this. So they were a product of a very, very estrogen-based fan base, which is one of my favorite fan bases. Jordana says, "Love the Foo."
Love the Foo.
Foo's all right, dude.
We do love the Foo.
Shout out to Eartha.
Shout out to Eartha. That's the pussy on Victor's lap.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I like
Bruno Mars.
He's a nice guy, dude. What are you talking about?
No. It does not matter how nice he is, dude. We're talking about overrated. I don't think he's overrated. I think
it's badass. I'm a fan, dude. I like me some. You know why? Women don't like him, dude. Women don't like him because he don't take no woman bullshit.
Because he's sexier than some of them. Is that why?
Turn into a sexist thing.
I think he's massively talented personally. I've seen him do some things and some of the music. The thing about it is I just don't love that music. So it's hard for me to say that I like that band. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But I think in terms of people who have come up with that kind of bubblegum poppy shit, he's probably more talented than most people know.
I think
he
could probably play all those instruments, whereas a lot of those kinds of folks don't necessarily. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's our list. I don't know. I think we could probably have added a few more. We ran 47 minutes instead of 30, so we obviously had a lot of shit to talk about on this one.
Oh man, this is a fun topic.
The truth of the matter is popularity and success in terms of the charts and monetary success does not always equal being good. And historically, it really hasn't. There's a lot of pop stuff that makes millions and trillions. Not so much now because there's no music industry anymore. But back when there was, that was feeding a massive amount of people that garbage that people were going to see. And yeah, man, I think this is a good topic. I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad we were able to shit on a few people who've done nothing but make music their life's work and make a success at it. And I'm just
DJ Khaled!
Angel. Yeah, I don't get it. There you go. Let's just turn on everybody. That's how we should do that, man. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and hanging out. We will see you next week. And we don't know what next week's going to be about, but hopefully we'll make it that far. Check me out on my podcast tomorrow, too, as well, The Cannabis Cowboy. I'm going to be trying out 24 strains for High Times.
Check that out.
First High Times cannabis judging. So tomorrow,
24.
Check that out. It's going to be at, I think, 9 p.m. Eastern.
That's crazy.
Love you guys.